Hello, everybody. This is Calvin Butler with the RBBS Logistics Learning Center and the National Dispatchers Network. Tonight is Tuesday night. I gave most of my students the night off. We usually have spot training Tuesdays, but it's coming up to the holidays. I told everyone that we probably won't be having anything until after the New Year's. But we may have one or two students who may join us tonight. But in any case, I just decided I was going to come on and just do a short video to discuss recent events. As you all know, recently there's been some shakeup within the trucking industry, which is Celadon. As you all know, Celadon was a juggernaut in the trucking industry. They had at their height 2,700 to 3,000 power units and more than 3,000 employees. They had more than 2,500 drivers. These are owner operators, so they were a huge company. They had a financing division where they financed trucks and the whole 9 yards through a company called Quality Leasing or Quality Truck Financing out of Ohio. I think they acquired that company also too. But now they're out of business. So with that being said, you know, what does that mean for the trucking industry? So tonight is not so much as operational training, but is to discuss the recent events that happened with Celadon and what led to it, and how does it impact the industry? How does that closing of that mega giant, that juggernaut of a company, affects the rest of the industry, in particular owner-op business managers, dispatchers, and freight brokers? So let's look at that. All right. Hey, Rochelle, how you doing?
Hi, how you doing, Calvin?
I am doing great. I'm doing great. Glad you can join us. As you heard, we're discussing the Celadon bankruptcy and how it's going to impact the industry. Have you been keeping track?
Yes, I have. I've been and watching all your videos and everything that you put out, and so I'm all caught up. So I'm looking forward to today.
Okay, great. Yeah, let me start sharing my screen here because we actually did about the first half hour to 40 minutes of this weekend's Booking Freight from Home was in discussion of the Celadon incident. And there's that video right there. It's on YouTube right now. And I'm going to be putting it up in the back office here shortly. But that was a huge company. I mean, a giant of a company. One of the other things that we discussed how it's going to affect the rest of the industry. Now, we've already begun to notice, or I noticed, and some of our other students noticed, that right away we had an influx of freight that hit the load boards, and there was a lot of $3 plus freight per mile that was on the load boards, and that was kind of uncommon for this time of the year. Okay, normally, you know, it's hard to find freight that's $2 a mile, you know, on the load boards this time of the year. But here lately, we've been seeing a lot of loads that's $3 plus, $4 and $5, and some even $6 per mile. And I gotta believe that has something to do with the clientele that Celadon has left out in the cold, no pun intended. But they have left a lot of their clientele out in the cold. And we're going to be showing y'all tonight their clientele list and how you all can benefit from their misfortune. Okay, and we want to send our our thoughts and prayers. They go out to all of the Celadon drivers and owner operators and things out, the guys and young ladies out there who are left out there stranded. Now, what do y'all think happens to those trucks that Celadon had those owner-operators leased in? Because remember, this company, they had a financing division where you go and buy trucks through Quality Auto, through quality leasing and Quality truck financing. So if you were buying a truck from them, right, and you was out as an owner-operator, what do y'all think happens to those trucks? Well, the company's now bankrupt. They closed the doors. They locked the doors. Do you have any thoughts on that? Some of y'all just joined us, and we're talking about the Celadon and how it's going to affect the industry. And the question that I just posed is, what happens to those vehicles that were being financed through Celadon and their finance company, Quality Leasing and Quality Truck Financing? Now that the company has gone belly up and the doors are closed, they're out of business. So what happens to those trucks? Does anybody know?
Do they get repossessed? Do they get repossessed?
Yes, maybe. Because see, here's what happened. Okay.
Or maybe auctioned off.
That too, but remember, some of those trucks were being bought by owner-operators. A good portion of those trucks were being, those owner-operators are in those trucks.
Well, are they going to be looking for work to pay that truck note?
Exactly. Well, do they still have a truck note, though? Remember, Celadon was financing a lot of that stuff. Celadon was financing their own trucks through a company called Quality Leasing and Quality Truck Financing. As a matter of fact, I think I can look it up.
If the trucks still belong to Celadon, then they get repossessed because they're Celadon trucks, I would assume.
But repossessed by who?
Quality.
Okay, but Quality is Celadon. Celadon bought Quality.
Okay, so then maybe they have to sell off the trucks.
Okay, but what happens to the trucks that were already signed under contract to an owner-operator who was buying that truck?
Who was financing the truck?
Quality, which was bought out by Celadon.
You might have a free truck.
Now we're getting to the point. That's the point we were getting at. All right, the point is, if the financing company was Quality Truck Financing and Quality Leasing, right? But Quality Truck Financing was acquired by Celadon, right? That's how big of a giant Celadon was. Okay, a lot of y'all don't.
So does that mean Quality is gone out? Does that mean
Yes.
Quality is out of business?
Yes, they're out of business. Yeah, because they were acquired by Celadon.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so they didn't file the type of bankruptcy that allows you reconstruction. They filed a bankruptcy that puts the chains on the doors and bam, locks down. From what I understand, Celadon was putting out some information to the drivers to try and get as many drivers as they could, many owner-operators as they could, to come in and turn their trucks in, or to drop their trucks off at and then they would have someone to go pick them up, right? But are those owner-operators legally obligated to do so? If they've been making their payments, right? They sign a contract so that they're buying that truck, they're the owners of that truck. If the bank that was financing that truck goes out of business, then What?
Well, I would think if the trucks weren't paid for, that the trucks don't belong to the owner operator, still belong to that company, so they would have to turn the trucks.
The company no longer exists.
Well, I don't know. Yeah.
Now, what normally happens is this. A company that goes out of business and files bankruptcy, this called a liquidation. Okay? It's called a liquidation. All right? And what happens is the attorneys who are handling the bankruptcy, okay, the attorneys who are handling the bankruptcy, they will attempt to recover those trucks as best they can. But remember, the owner-operators, they're under no legal obligation to turn those trucks in because they are buying those trucks. Those trucks are on their credit report. They're making payments on it. If they have not missed payments, if their loan is not in default, guess what? You can't make someone to give up something that they're paying for that they've been paying good on and they are not in default of. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
now,
but how do you think they're going to report that on their credit report if they don't turn the trucks in, though?
They're not going to report anything on their credit report. What's going to happen is this. Another lender is going to try and pick up the slack. Okay, here's what's going to happen. They're going to attempt to acquire Celadon's assets through a liquidation sale. Because what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to sell off all their assets and all their holdings, all their bank notes, everything. Okay? Now, for those trucks that are under a sale contract with those owner-operators who are good in their account, they will have what's called a note sale. Okay? They will have what's called a note sale. Those of y'all who don't know what a note sale is, all right. Currency for sale on collector's corner. Okay? Obsolete bank notes for sale. U.S. national bank notes for sale. That's some eBay stuff. But what you're looking for is stuff like this. Currency for collector's corner. Now, what happens with those is this. When hold on here. Bankruptcy asset sale. You might want to look up that. This probably had a bankruptcy asset sale.
Yeah, because they said the 3 head guys went to jail.
Yeah, for misleading and defrauding investors. All right, bankruptcy asset sale. Okay. And basically all this is this. Okay. When do bankruptcy assets get sold? Many bankruptcy cases do not involve 363 sales. For a bankruptcy sale to occur, there must first be an asset to sell. This depends on the type of case, the type of debtor, assets, and exemptions. For example, in a Consumer Chapter 7 case, for assets to be sold, the debtor must have equity in assets that is not protected by any exemptions under the jurisdiction's applicable exemption scheme. Okay, in a corporate Chapter 7 case, there are no exemptions applicable, and any assets the company owns may be the subject of a sale, assuming no or insufficient encumbrances. In reorganization, which this is not, so we don't have to worry about that because this is not a reorganization. Okay, we're talking about the other type. Now, basically what happens is this. the notes to those trucks are being sold, not necessarily the truck. They can't go and force an owner-operator to give him a truck that he has been paying for and has been making payments on time. Why? Because he has signed ownership paperwork, he signed deed of sale, all that type of stuff. They've got all that stuff showing that they are buying that truck. And as long as they keep making their payments, the truck will not be repossessed. What's going to happen is the company that they are paying for that truck will no doubt change. Okay? So that's what's going to happen. Now, for a period of time, there's going to be a gap there between when those notes get acquired by another company, right, and when that company actually went out of business. So during that gap, the person who's buying that what's called it is obligated. They're legally obligated to continue making payments. Okay, they are legally obligated to continue making payments. However, here's the big question, because in the trucking industry, your truck is how you make your money, right? So can that owner-operator now who owns that truck, who's legally buying that truck, payments are on time, and he's just waiting to get the word on who his new debtor is, right? He still sends the payment in. When the payment goes in, it's not going to just go into an empty mailbox. No, it's going to go into the attorneys who are handling the bankruptcy, right? Whoever is handling the trust for that bankruptcy. So all the payments that come in, all those are going to be considered assets of that company to be sold to whoever buys up those notes and all the assets formerly owned by Celadon. Y'all see how that works?
Yeah.
Okay, so now here's the big question. Can that owner-operator now go out and find their own loads and continue to make money? Any thoughts on that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because that's the real big question, right? That's the real big question. So now that those owner-operators can now go out and make money, but get this. This is here's the part that a lot of these people, they're not seeing it. They're saying, oh, these guys are stuck out, this isn't it. But those guys who are smart, if they're thinking, okay, if they have their business cap on, they just stepped into a gold mine, really. Right? They have a perfectly good truck, right? They've got insurance on the whole nine. All they've got to do is just go out and get their own authority. It costs them about what? $300-400, $600 to get their own authority, right? Right?
Yeah.
Just go ahead and get their own authority. Go ahead and get their own authority, right? Hook up with a what? An independent dispatcher or an owner-op business manager, right? Or go to the load boards and find their own loads, right? And now they get to keep what? 100% of the load fee that's being offered versus only getting what? 73 1/3% that they was getting from Celadon when they was running.
Can't they also sign on with somebody who already has their own authority?
Yes, they can. They can go and sign on with another company, but I wouldn't do that. I mean,
but some of them might not have that experience of being owner, of all that, the back office work.
I know.
Want to take that on.
I know, but if they were smart, if they're watching this video, when they go and watch this, and see, this is the type of things that makes you all valuable as owner-op business manager, this type of knowledge. Because everybody wouldn't even think of this. Everybody is so focused on, oh, those guys are left out in the cold, they're stranded. What are they going to do? 3,000 employees out of work, about 2,700 owner-operators no longer able to run. What are they going to do? Other companies are scrambling, trying to get them in and get them back up. See, now, these other companies, they know what the deal is. They know that these guys can just simply go get their own authority now and run their own loads, and then they're now, what? making 100% of their money. So what they're trying to do now, all these other companies, you see, they're out there scrambling now. They're in hustle mode. Let's get them before they realize that this is a win for them. Let's get them before they realize that this is actually a benefit. This is not a tragedy. This is not tragic for them. This is a windfall. When there's blood in the streets, what? There's money to be made. Remember we said that last weekend?
Yeah.
Okay, this is what we mean. When everyone else is panicking. Remember that post I told y'all that Marco, he on my wall? If you can keep your head when everyone else around you is losing theirs, what will you be? Taller than the rest of them.
Calvin, is there a way that we can find out the carriers that were affected by the Celadon?
Yeah, more than likely, yeah. I'm thinking now that would be a little bit more difficult than finding their clientele, believe it or not. I don't know if you can just Google that, which you probably can. It's probably on the same site that we found the Celadon customers on. Let's go and look at that. Okay. Let's go and see here.
Wouldn't that be under the, I don't know about any carriers being affected by the closing, but maybe.
What's that question? What's that again?
I don't think it's going to affect the other carriers because, yeah, it's going to give them more product, it's going to give them more opportunity for other carriers, but.
No. No, the question she was asking was the owner operators who were signed on with Celadon, who had their authority with Celadon. Is there any way that we can find those carriers? Do you understand?
Okay, I understand.
Yeah, and then we can find those carriers, because I'm assuming what she's getting at is we can, you all can approach those carriers and make it known to them that as an owner-op business manager, you can find them great freight and keep them moving and give them some advice on getting their own authority, and thus showing them the light and showing them the bright side of this windfall that they have. Okay. Because I'm looking at all the news and everybody's just upset. You got drivers and they stuck. What am I gonna do now? What am I gonna do? Make money. That's what you're gonna do now. Just keep your head and think this thing through. Okay? And that's really the mark of any good business person, is being able to calmly and rationally think through a crisis and see the upside every single time. Because there is an upside. There is an upside. Everyone else is looking at the gloom and doom, but an opportunist is looking at what? The upside. The upside is, I can now go get my own authority and run my own loads and be in complete control and pocket anywhere from 90% to 100% of my money. Even if I go out and hire myself a dispatcher, right, and pay them 10%, I'm still getting 90%. I'm still getting almost 20% more than I was when I was running through Celadon. Bling, bling. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They can even negotiate higher rates with other companies now. Because believe it or not, other companies are going to try and present it to them as if they're saving them. But if I was a Celadon owner-operator and another company called me up and say, hey, Mr. Butler, first of all, you have my condolences and this and that. And I know this is a hard time for you and you're feeling kind of lost, but we're going to help. I'm sitting back listening to them, and they say, well, we'd like you to, we've got a place for you over here, and we can start you off right where you left off at 73 1/3%. You know what my response would be? I need minimum 85% to come work for your company. Because I know I'm playing from a position of strength. They may think that I don't know that, but I know I'm playing from a position of strength. So you're not doing me any favors, right? Then the first thing I said, well, you know, Mr. Butler, now is the time for you to just sign on with the company as quickly as you can, and so you don't miss any money. I'm not going to miss any money anyway, because I can just go pay $600 some odd dollars to get my own authority and keep 100% of everything I earn. So if you want me to run for your company, and the only advantage that I see is if you have a good fuel op program and a good maintenance program. Now, if you can offer me 100% coverage on my truck's maintenance and a good fuel op program, I'll sign with you for 85%. How many of those companies do you think would be willing to negotiate that? Because as an owner op, you do not have to accept what they are offering. You're an owner operator. It's negotiable. You're not a company driver. You don't operate under the same rules and the same, playing field. You're on a different playing field. You own that truck. You're the one buying that truck, right? That's your truck. So you can negotiate your services. They know you have experience. They know you know what you're doing. They know you're used to running, right? Because you've been making your truck payment on time. You've been making your truck payment on time. That means you've been running a bunch of loads. So now here's an opportunity for you to actually benefit from their loss. Okay? This is the area, this is on the site that you would go to find the Celadon clientele. All these are Celadon clientele. Okay? Celadon Group Incorporated customers. Okay? So if you're looking for the clientele, you're going to go to CSI Market. Okay? And basically CSImarket.com, stocks, market, all that type of stuff. And you're going to look up for Celadon Group. Okay? Which is CGI. That's their stock. That was their stock code. Okay? So you're gonna look for that when you get to this website, and then you're gonna be able to pull up their customer list. Now, can we pull up their from here? I'm not sure we can pull up. Let's see, company profile, business description, officers and directors, economic indicators, news. Nope. I don't think we're gonna be able to pull up the owner operators list from here. Competition, competitors, results, variations, suppliers, their financials, operator statistics, geographic information, business segment, fundamentals. Nope, doesn't look like it. Okay, but this is the client list, and I guess what we have to do, you will actually probably have to just Google them. Let's see if we can find them through Google. Let's see if we can find. Celadon Owner Operators. Enjoy being paid. What can I say? Well, this is all just basic, just recruiting stuff here. What we're looking for is Boom, 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 boom. Because remember, you can find anything on Google if you know if you know how to ask the right question. Just got to know the right question. Well, our person doing more recruitment stuff. Haha! Let's see what this is. Celadon Owner Operator, more results. It's just more. I hate these things that leads from one search to another search. It's just you know. Right, this is a dead end because it's just leading us to another search criteria. That's all it's doing. All right, let's try this. Let's try safer web. There may be a way you can find it through safer web. But if I spell it right. All right. Company snapshot. Let's go to that. Hold on here. Safer web. Let's try Celadon Logistics Management. Carrier operation. There's power units. There's total number of drivers. Nothing I can click on. Okay. That's not doing it. So just let's try trucking services. Compliance, carrier, safer operations, inspection crashes. Doesn't look like we're gonna find anything here either, unless I'm overlooking something. Let's try ID operations. Is that yield? Carrier ID numbers. Right. This is going to require more research than we have time for tonight. So finding the carriers, like I said, is going to be a lot more difficult than finding their clientele. And I knew that going into it, that it was going to be a lot. It was going to be a lot more difficult than finding their clientele. Let me try one more thing. Don't want to go there. Looks like they got some. All right, that's going to be a very difficult task, finding Celadon carriers. Okay. Be honest with you, I think you'll come out better just by going to social media and putting stuff out, saying to all Celadon carriers, and just have people spread the word and have them to contact you. Just to be honest.
Yeah, like an ad.
Yeah, just do like a social media ad or something like that. Do a YouTube video or something that reaches out to Celadon carriers, and let them know that you are a owner-op business manager and you're able to find them some great pay and freight. Now, with that being said, but there is a bright side to everything that's going on with Celadon. If I were you all, I would be contacting these customers, and they have a bunch of customers, as you can see here. Okay, you've got different clientele in different categories, and it looks like you've got about how many different categories here? You got a whole bunch of categories. Customers are in construction, and they got it broken down by the industry. In apparel, in auto and truck, in manufacturing, in advertising, everything. It's right here. So if you click on one of those categories, then you pull up all their clientele that fall under that category. And then you can just go and click on it and then see if you can find their contact information. If you can't find it on here, you can copy and paste the company's name into Google, and it will give you their contact information. Then you just got to try and get with whoever the shipping manager is. Okay, it's just a process, but there is money to be made in this time of panic. You just got to stay calm, and and everybody who's involved can actually come out okay, except for the guys that are going to prison, of course. So and I would say the office staff workers, they've got a problem, but as far as the carriers themselves, they should be doing okay. Hold on a second, y'all. Someone missed a phone call, but if the carriers just keep their heads and think this thing through, they can actually come out on top. Okay, a lot of them can. So it's not as bad as everyone thinks it is. It really isn't. It really isn't. But panic will cause you to, to fall on even more dire straits than need be. And if you actually stay calm and think it through, you can actually come out ahead. All right. Let's look at some of the load boards and let's check to see what the rates are right now, because when I first looked at the race on Sunday night, and yesterday, it had a lot of great rates that were on the low board. Let's see if that trend has continued or if it has tapered off. Had anyone else noticed that, there's more activity on the low boards, especially up around Ohio, Illinois, Indiana, those areas, and PA? Had y'all noticed that? Oh, by the way, everyone knows that you can't find the 901 free load boards here. Okay, I've been meaning to take that off. That's not where you find it at. You're gonna find those. You're gonna find the 901 free load board. They're gonna be over here under Mobile Express. Okay, that's where you find the additional load boards that we have. 901, well, more than 100 of them, really. Okay, but that's where you're going to find them at. But let's go back and let's look at some of the load boards and see what's going on. I always like to use, direct freight. That's my favorite load board. Y'all know that. You already logged in. Let's go to the load map. All right, now this is the area of where Celadon was. They're up around Ohio and Illinois, and here it is again. Look at these numbers. Okay, about a week ago, you were looking at more like 700, 800 loads, out of these areas, this upper north area here, northeast, right? But now, look at this stuff. 1,700, 1,645, 2,431. These are the number of loads that are currently active, that are currently available in these states here. I mean, this area is looking like Texas now. See, Texas is traditionally has a high freight volume, but normally up here you normally don't get this much freight out of Illinois and Ohio and Michigan and PA. I mean, that's a ton of freight up there now, especially for the winter months. Okay, now let's take a look at let's go to Ohio. Let's look at the numbers. All right, I'm gonna set this to $3. All right, we're gonna set this to $3, and we're gonna put it on red so we can kind of see what's going on. Save, and we're gonna hit refresh, and then we're gonna hit pay rate, so we can see what and check this out. Immediately you're seeing the board is being lit up. These are all $3 plus loads, y'all. You normally don't see this kind of stuff, right? Y'all recognize that? Normally you don't see this much activity on $3 loads, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So what we're seeing now is 355, 355, 330, 337, 340, 309, 327, 322, 366. 322, 327, and the hits just keep on coming. 353. So just on this first page, that's about what? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 $3 plus loads on the first page, and we've got about 400 lines here. So let's go to the second page. That's on the first 100. Let's go to the second 100. What do we have? And it continues. Okay, look at all that. It just continues. Here's one that's $6.14 a mile. Okay, it's going 114 miles and it's paying $700. So 331, 313, $4.06 per mile. Same load again, $4.06 per mile. It's listed by the same company, so therefore it's two separate loads. Okay? Now, if that were two different companies, I would say that could just be a duplicate. But if it's listed by the same company, that means they have that load is available to be ran twice that day. And it looks like it's a short run load. What is it, like 104 miles? Yeah, it's a short run load. Total distance 172 miles. So a carrier could run both of them, right? A carrier could conceivably run both those loads. Pick up some good money. This load here is paying $390. So, and we just keep going through it and see what we got. Here's some more. 357, 357. Now, to make sure this is not just some anomaly, now here are three loads. They're all by the same company, Logistics Dynamics, which means those are three loads that are available for multiple runs. They're paying $3.75 a run, $450, and they're going 120 miles. They all pick up in Holiday City. They're all delivering to Greenwood. Okay? And this is great paying freight. Now, let's make sure this is not just an anomaly for that particular city. Let's go back to the load map and let's look at some other areas other than Ohio. Let's look at PA. There's some other areas around there to see if this trend is a continuing trend. And it looks like it is. Look at this. Just a sea of red. That's crazy. That's got to be about what? 40 loads right there? At better than $3 per mile? 482. 480. Now look, if the light shade is at 482, that means everything else is higher. Because the light shade is the one that's down closest to the lowest point, right? Closest to that $3 per mile. The darker the shade.
What kind of trailers the loads for?
I mean, there are, I put in any type of trailer, so they're all different types. They're not just one type of trailer. Like this one is, what is this? What is this? This one is
double drop.
Yeah, that's a double drop. All right. Here's one that's, I can barely see it. That's RGN double drop. There's one that's a flatbed. Another flatbed RGN. Let me change my color here so I can see it better. Let me change my color to like a gray. I can see it better. All right. Double draw RGN, flatbed, flatbed, dry van, That was paying $3.10 a mile, dry van. Flatbed.
That's real good for a dry van.
I'm sorry?
$3.10 is a real good price for a dry van.
Oh yeah, that's great this time of year for a dry van. Flatbed, reefer, flatbed, reefer, van, $4.37 per mile. Flatbed, van or reefer, $3.28. Van or reefer, $3.13. Van or reefer, $3.09. Van, $3.02. So, I mean, now van drivers getting these type of rates. Van, $4.14 a mile. Reefer, $3.88.
Where they're going, there ain't a whole lot of load coming back out. Back hauls are real slim.
Yeah, but this is definitely, here's another van, 568. This is a direct reflection of Celadon having clientele that are now being picked up by other companies, and they're offering unheard of amount of money to move that freight. Okay? Reefer, van, or flatbed. This one right here. Now here's a power only. Power only, $20.41 per mile. 49 miles, paying $1,000. Y'all know what that is? There's a whole bunch of them. Those are probably empty trailer moves. Hold on, let's see what the weight is on them. What's the weight? That'll tell you if they're empty. No, they're not empty trailers. They're loaded.
Calvin, I was reading that Celadon did a lot of dedicated runs. Do you think that you're going to be posted like that?
Yeah, a lot of dedicated runs. So that creates what? Another opportunity for you to put your owner operators on some dedicated runs. It gives opportunity. Look, there is so many upsides to this whole situation. Everyone right now is just panicking, and they're looking at everyone's seeing doom and gloom. I don't see doom and gloom. I see an opportunity. I see opportunities for their owner operators to make more money. I see opportunities for dispatchers to get in on a lot of this dedicated freight that normally they wouldn't have a chance in hell at. I see opportunity for freight brokers to get a hold of their shippers. There's opportunity. Why? Because when there's blood in the streets, there's money to be made. Okay? And I mean, anytime stuff like this happens, your antenna should be going off. You all should be scouring the load boards. You should be looking for these carriers, looking for these shippers, looking for their clientele, looking for the freight and the uptick in the prices, whole 9 yards. I mean, come on. I mean, who would have ever thought this time of year you have this many loads available paying more than $3 per mile? And look at how many van loads and on there. That's unheard of. And here's this power only load paying $20.41 a mile. There's another one for a reefer, van, or flatbed. So these are both power owners and reefer vans and flatbeds. Basically, anybody who wants to pull it can make that money. Now get this. You can run what? You can probably run these back to back to back. It's only 49-mile run. And they're paying $1,000, $1,000. You can't run 4 of those loads on a day? That's $4,000 someone can pick up.
Oh man.
Yeah, oh man. He's right. So while everyone else is seeing gloom and doom, you all should be seeing dollar signs. Okay, and they should be too, if they're smart and they know what they're doing. There's a van load right there that's paying like $477. I mean, vans don't pay that much this time of the year. Y'all know that. Y'all know that. Y'all know it's hard to find a van load that's paying $2 per mile. But now we have a whole bunch of freight that's out there that's paying $3 and $4 and $5 and up to $20 per mile right now. Why? Because the shippers are on their gun and they need to get this stuff moved because their main, supply line mover is just fold up shop. Not cut back, not took a dip, but they closed up shop. Whole kit, cool, and the whole thing. So, those shippers are in the tight. $5.93 for a van. That's a van load, y'all. Here's another one.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am?
Calvin, I had a question in regards to, I think we talked about this last week, that I'm a new freight broker, and a lot of people are not going to, a lot of the shippers are not going to want to work with me. But can I, tweak my pitch to them to...
Yeah, so now they may have... Look, those shippers may be willing to do anything.
Desperate measures.
Exactly. They may be willing to give anybody a shot that's going to help them move that freight. Because they're under the what? Tick-tock, tick-tock. That's what they're under right now. They're under that tick-tock, tick-tock. Everybody's talking about when will we have the upper hand on the shippers. Well, that time is now. Okay, that time is now. If you were ever looking for an upper hand or a fair chance with shippers and you are a new broker, now is the time. Put together your best credentials, your best packet, and go to what? That Celadon list of clientele and start hitting them up. Right?
Absolutely.
And those of you who are running dispatch firms, man, y'all need to be on these load boards right now. Y'all need to be calling up carriers right now, letting them know, say, hey, man, I can get you a abundance of freight. Oh, you a dry van? What if I told you I can get you loads that's paying $5 a mile right now? I've seen dry van, I've got access to some dry van loads that's paying $20 a mile. Now, they're going to think you're lying, right? But you say to them, sign my dispatch agreement, give me a shot. You're not going to lose anything because if I can come through for you, you're going to make a ton of money, right? Right. Because remember, I'm not going to call you if I can't find anything for you that fits on what you're looking for. Now, let me know right now, how much money do you need to move your truck?
Calvin, I got a question in regards to, now being that I have my own freight broker and that's separate, you're saying I can't have a dispatch firm either? I got to have either or?
You can have it, it just can't have the same, it's got to be a completely separate business. Here's the things that you have to look out for, and here are the things that you cannot do if you are a broker, okay? You cannot broker a load and dispatch the same load. In other words, you can't double dip. You can't get paid twice for the same dealing. You understand what I'm saying? So if you broker a load, you automatically making money on the broker side, so you're getting the difference from what the shipper is paying you and what you're willing to forward on to the what? The carrier. So you can't
Right.
dispatch that load and then make money on the carrier end too. You made money off the shipper side of it. Now you're going to make another 10% off the carrier on the same load? No, you can't do that. Okay? You cannot broker a load that your dispatch firm is dispatching, which is the same thing that we just talked about. This is why you must have a completely different company. It must be a different company with a different EIN number, which files its taxes separately. You understand?
Okay.
And it must be under a different name. Make sure it is not even associated. Make sure the names are not even closely resemble each other. So there's no law that says that you can't have two different companies. Okay, you can be the owner of many companies if you want. You just can't cross those companies and have a conflict of interest.
Mix them on the same transaction basis.
Exactly.
Okay, I understand what you're saying.
Okay. All right. But does everybody see the upside to this? All this gloom and doom that everyone's talking about, the Celadon incident. So that's all you're seeing on on all the chatter on Facebook and social media and trucking news is, oh, this is a tragedy for everybody involved. Drivers are stranded. Owner operators, what are they going to do? Other groups are scrambling trying to get these owner operators signed on with them. You know why the other companies are in such a frenzy? Because they don't want those owner operators to come to the realization that they can make more money on their own now. Right? Just imagine this. Now, just imagine this. You're an owner operator. Your truck was financed with Celadon. And you're on Celadon dedicated. Right? Your dedicated load with Amazon or TC Lumber or whoever it is, you've been running that dedicated freight, every day this week, or every day for the last year, or you've been running it 5 or 4 days a week, 4 loads a week for the last year. That's the only freight you've been running. You've been running that. You've been running the dedicated back, right? You've been bringing home $3-4 grand a week running those dedicated runs, right? Right? Now, your company Celadon just went bankrupt, shut the door, locked up everything, saying that we're done. Our top executive is going to prison. Right? What do you think the dedicated shipper that you've been running loads for the last year, on time, the procedures, the route, the loads, the people there, everything about that run, right? Right. How do you think they would respond to you if you went back there and said, hey, I know Celadon's closed up shop, but I own this truck. This is my truck. I still got this truck. I know the route. I know you all. I know all of y'all by name. I've been coming here for the last year. Y'all know I know how to run this route and everything this and that. I intend to go out and get my own authority, and I want to continue running this dedicated. Aha! But guess what? Now, instead of getting that 73 1/3%, he's getting what? 100%.
100%.
Exactly. So his income just increased from what? $4,000 a week to almost what? Probably $6,000-7,000 a week, if not greater. Think about that. If all those Celadon owner operators came to that realization, so you see why these other trucking companies are in such a frenzy trying to get them to sign on with them. Because here's what they're going to do. Oh, we just acquired, 800 of Celadon's owner operators, right? What do you think they're going to do? They're going to contact those shippers, those dedicated shippers like that, and say, hey, I can keep the same driver on with you right now. Nothing changes. All that it changes is who you're paying. Right?
Exactly.
Exactly. And they trying to make out like a fat cat. They already know that when blood's in the streets, they can make money. Right? They already know that. And that's what they're doing right now. That's what the whole frenzy is about. Because they don't want them to come to that realization. And you as an owner business manager, you can go to them and say, hey, look, here's the situation. Okay? Here's the situation. Now, you can do this on your own and whatever, but, you know, I already got your clientele list. If you go in and just let me know who that shipper is, I can work it out to where you can stay on that same, let's call it, and I can show you how to get your own authority. It's probably going to cost you no more than $600. Yeah? You're going to get your own authority. And look, if you all have the money that you can do it, I would go for it and say, look, if you sign a contract with me saying that you're going to stay with me for at least a year, I'll pay for your authority.
That'll work.
You see what? So you all have got to learn how to think like an entrepreneur. If you all start thinking like an entrepreneur, because that's what this platform is for. This platform is to train you all to think like entrepreneurs, to see things with an entrepreneurial eye. Because I'm telling you, when this Celadon thing hit, I automatically started thinking, oh boy, let's make some money. Because when everyone else is running around, I'm walking around going, let's see, that right there, I can do this right here, I can call this right here, my profit just increased by 60%, I can do this, I can acquire, probably 60, 70 more carriers, I can acquire, 20% more dedicated freight lanes. I just walked into a gold mine. While everyone else is running out the door, I'm walking in the door with a big smile on my face. Okay? That's how you all have got to start thinking. And you have to start seeing opportunities. They're all around you. Okay? You all will be surprised at the number of opportunities you all have around you every single day. But they are no good to you if you are not prepared to do what? Take advantage of them.
Jump on it.
Exactly. What's the definition of luck? Does anybody know what the entrepreneur's definition of luck is?
Being ready at the right time.
Exactly. Luck is described as when opportunity meets preparation. That's all luck is. Opportunity arises. If you're prepared to take advantage of it, you're the lucky one. Right? If I walked up to you all right now, if I walked up to all of you all right now and said, I've got 2,000 Bitcoins. 2,000 Bitcoins, and you can have them all. Each of you can have 2,000 Bitcoins for $900. Now, that's a deal, right?
Yeah.
So Bitcoins are worth what right now? About $8,000 a coin?
Mm-hmm. Or more.
Exactly. But if you ain't got $900, you stuck out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or better yet, I've got 2,000 Bitcoins for all of you that has got a 2012 car you can let me have. That's in good running condition. You see, now, those of you who got that, y'all lucky, right?
Yeah.
Those of you that ain't got that, you just some unlucky souls, right?
Nope, you go get it.
Do something. But that's the definition of luck. That's the entrepreneurial definition of luck. When opportunity meets preparation. Now, if you're not prepared, you just shit out of luck. Plain and simple. You just an unlucky soul. Not your lucky day. You know what I'm saying? But opportunity is all around us, okay? The question is, are you prepared? Always try to put yourself in a position to always be prepared to take advantage of opportunities when they come along. All right. 9 o'clock. I think this is going to just about, well, it's actually 9:25. So we're going to bring this to a close, okay? But hopefully you all got a quick, lesson out of today's spot training. I'm probably going to entitle this, when there's blood in the streets, there's money out to be made. It's so simple as that. Okay, because everyone right now, they're panicking like crazy. Everyone's panicking, but no one's seeing all this money that's hitting the low boards right now. I'm not making this stuff up. You all are looking at this in real time. These are loads that are available for tomorrow. I'm not making this stuff up. Everyone's running around talking about, this is terrible, this is that. Trucking industry is going to hell in a handbasket. No, when you guys, the big carrier groups who are thinning out, that is actually great for the independent. Whether y'all know that or not. Anytime you have one of these huge carrier groups that close up shop, filing bankruptcy and all this other stuff, that's great for the independent truck driver. That's great for the independent dispatcher. That's great for the small-time freight broker. Right?
Okay. Can I ask you a question before you close
up?
Yeah, sure. So when you compare, well, I'm new to the industry. When you compare Celadon, is it like comparable to JP Hutt or bigger?
They're more comparable to Landstar.
Landstar, okay.
So Landstar doesn't own any trucks. Celadon was more of an owner-op operation. You know how I tell y'all how to own a trucking company without owning any trucks?
Okay.
That's basically what they were doing. But they got kind of fancy with it and got into the financing of trucks.
Oh.
They were actually, their subsidiary, they had one of their executives was also an executive with Quality Truck Leasing. Remember I told you about Quality? They have these couple hundred people, they come down there to Ohio to Quality, and they're there every single day. A fresh batch, 200, 250, truck buyers. These are guys who just got their, just became owner operators, and they don't have great credit, so they go down there and they can buy a 2, 3, 4, 5-year-old truck, and they walk out of there with $700 to $900 a week truck payments. Because they will finance you as long as you had a owner-op agreement with one of the companies that was on their network list. And they had about a couple of hundred companies on their network list.
Okay.
And Celadon was their biggest networker. Out of that 200, 250 guys that were there every day, about 100 to 150 of those were Celadon people.
Okay.
Okay? So,
wow.
But yeah, so and I'm gonna tell you how big of a client Celadon was of Quality before Celadon bought Quality out. When that whole group gets there, they would say, all Celadon drivers, follow me. All Celadon people, follow me, right? They would take them over to the new truck lot. Brand new trucks. Plastic still on the seats. Some of them had 2 miles, 9 miles, just enough miles to go and test it out. And they got the first pick of all the new trucks. No money down, pick out your truck, go back and start driving under the Celadon name.
Oh, okay.
That's how big of a client they were. A couple of 100 to 150 Celadon truck owners every single day grabbing trucks.
Mm.
Now everyone else stayed on the used truck lot, got to walk through and look at the other trucks, you know, the Peterbilts and all the other used trucks, and if they chose one of those, that's fine. But when the Celadon had picked up all the new trucks, then they would let the guys who were left over go over to the new lot and pick out a new truck.
Mm.
But Celadon got first pickings.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks for the history.
No problem. No problem. But you all can see that the load boards are full right now. And this is $3 freight. Now, if I put this bad boy down at $2 or $2.50, oh my God, it's gonna be lit up. So, you know, this is bad for the company, right, and the executives. But for everyone else, this is great news. The Celadon Crisis is great news for all the independents. All of the owner operators that were with Celadon, they now have an opportunity to do what? Take advantage of this and become true owner operators and make a ton of money. And they can just stay with the same loads they're running. Really? Great opportunity. Great opportunity for us as independent dispatch firms and on our business managers. Humongous opportunity for those of you all who are brokers. Humongous opportunity. So as brokers, you can grab a lot of that dedicated, those dedicated shipping lanes now. So everybody go out and take advantage of the opportunity. All right. I appreciate you all for joining us tonight. Don't forget tomorrow night is Q&A. So jot down your questions. Start jotting them down. Have them ready. Because tomorrow is all Q&A. From the time we start to the time we finish, it's only going to be questions and answers. I'm not going to do any training. It's going to be all questions. You all ask a question. We try to provide the answers. That's simple. So be prepared. Write down your questions and stuff. And be ready for rapid fire Q&A Wednesday, which is tomorrow. There will not be any Six Figures Book and Paper from Home show this Saturday or next Saturday. The next time we do one will be after New Year's, okay? My wife and I are going to be packing all weekend. I'm out here on the porch now because the house is a mess. I'm just letting y'all know that right now. Y'all see I'm out here on the deck because the house is a mess. We got boxes everywhere. we trying to get packed up. So we're going to be packing all weekend, trying to get this place packed up so the movers can come in and get everything over to our new home, okay? So, and then once we get moved in there, the goal is to have an actual dedicated studio built out back. So, look for that. That won't happen right away, so I'll probably be using one of the rooms within the house, but we'll be having an actual studio built out back. It's gonna double as my studio, but it's also gonna be like an outdoor kitchen, lounge area, you know, things like that. So big fire pit, fireplace, and stuff like that. So, but a lot of great things coming. A lot of great things coming. On that side of it, and on the business side, of course, you all know I'll be starting my own trucking company coming up after the first of the year. We're gonna be getting our own authority, and we're gonna be leasing on trucks onto our authority and starting our own trucking company. So that, and don't forget about the guaranteed career placement events that we have scheduled to start in March. So we're getting very close to having that wrapped up and ready to go. So y'all be ready for us to give some of y'all a call back. I have received a lot of resumes and letters of interest that have been sent our way. So don't forget, those are coming up. We will be responding to those after New Year's. Okay, so just hold on. We will be responding to you all and get everyone ready so we can go ahead and get that ready, and at least here in Florida, have our team together and be ready to go And then after we do this first year here in Florida, we'll be adding 10 states per year. So,
thank you for saying that.
No problem. And we'll need 5 instructors per state. Okay, so that's what that's the goal. All right, everybody. Y'all have a great night. Thank you all again. For those of you who may be watching this later on, if you want to join our platform, please just go to mydispatcher.org. That's mydispatcher.org. And once there, you can click on the home page, which that'll take you right to the home page if you put in mydispatcher.org, and that's the National Dispatchers Network. And once you are there, you will be able to scroll down to where you see the video. That's it right there. Want to be a freight broker, and then you click on here where it says to enroll. Click here. You'll click that. That takes you over to our automated enrollment, where you all will have an opportunity to enroll as an individual platform enrollment. If you want to explore the other enrollment options, just click off of that, and you'll be able to see all the other enrollment options. We have a veterans discount program. You get $100 off your enrollment and $10 off your monthly subscription. And of course, there's the individual package, and there's the corporate enrollment for 10 agents, corporate enrollment for up to 20 agents, and we have the franchisee, and of course the guaranteed career placement events is right here if you want to go ahead and register for that if you don't qualify for any of the governmental subsidies that pay for this. If you're just someone who has their stuff together and you don't qualify for any of the low-income, disabled veterans, federal corrections back to work program, you don't qualify for any of those subsidized programs, and you just want to pay to attend this event, you can. Just click here and you can pay for that, and we can get you on the list to attend one of those events. Thank you all. You all have a great night. See y'all tomorrow night. Bye, everybody.
Great. Thank you, Calvin. Good night.
Good night.